Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
All right, guys, we're back. This episode is going to be short. There is not a lot to talk about. So we're going to jump right in. So I bit the bullet, Micah. And I got my free month trial of Apple Plus.
Good.
So my father-in-law, who had already watched the first season of Ted Lasso, he was here last night. He was like, "Hey, that show's really good. You guys should watch it." I'm like, "So I've heard. Everyone's talking about it." And you know what? I got to tell you, man. I think I'm on an island. I think that show's really good. I don't know if a lot of people would agree with me. He's so fucking likable. Like it's insane. He's so likable, but it's also a really fun show. It is heartwarming. Like it's a heartwarming show.
So that show really took off last year because it was so positive.
Yeah.
And if you think about all the things that was going on at that time, people needed something positive and wholesome and just like feel good. And that's what that show was. Mm-hmm. And when you get to the second season, people, are like, "Oh, it's in a sophomore slump, blah, blah, blah." Nah, it's not.
Oh, you don't think so?
Because they got you in with all that positivity. And now real, like serious character development is happening.
Okay.
And it only makes those characters more interesting.
Well, this is the season it won a bunch of awards, right? For the second season, or this is the second season going on now?
This is the second season that's airing now.
I see.
The awards it won are for the first season.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And the second season takes a character that you rooted for in the first season and makes you hate him. That's how good the writing and the character development is. Because you still root for that character, but what are you doing?
Right.
Like it's really good, man. And look, I hate to keep quoting one of the best lines to ever come out of one of the best television shows ever, but when it comes to Ted Lasso, I'll quote Rupert Thorne again: "The brighter the picture, the darker the negative." That guy's got some issues, which is why he's so positive, right? Like it's not hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, I sort of saw the trouble with a wife. I saw that one coming a mile away. I'm like, you don't move to England from Kansas, if everything is going well.
You don't leave your family
behind
for this.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
I don't care how fine Hannah Waddingham is. You don't just leave.
Is that the owner?
Yeah. Come on.
Oh my God.
Look. This is the reason why I watch the show.
Oh my God. That woman is so fine.
This woman does it for me. And she just does.
She does, man.
Does. Yeah. If you don't find this woman attractive, I don't know what to tell you.
You're a racist. You're a racist.
Go jump off a bridge.
Nah, you're a racist. Nah, she's in that category for me. Like that is a good looking older woman, man. She is.
She is, man. And I've seen her in interviews and shit, because when I'm really crushing on somebody.
Yeah, you start Googling it.
And shit. Yeah. And she seems so cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's nothing like her character. She's just very happy, and she can sing, she can legit sing. She seems like a good time.
Yeah.
In every sense of the term.
Yeah. I mean, we're watching it last night. Me, my wife, and my father-in-law were watching it. And there's a scene where one character is like, "Oh, you look amazing," or no, Ted Lasso says to her, if there was a arm wrestling contest between you and Michelle Obama, I couldn't look away. And I was like, and I just vocalized, I was like, she does have great arms. She does, dude. She looks amazing. God damn. I was like, go ahead, lady. I see it. I mean, that one line, it was like, "I know you want to get something off of your amazing chest right now. Right now, it's just like, he's not wrong. He's an asshole, but that character wasn't wrong. Yeah, but I thought it was really good. I like that it started with like the ESPN sort of like report on Ted Lasso, which was great. To give it like, it felt like authentic. But it's really good. That scene where they're like, this is how people fell in love with Ted Lasso the first time. You know, that dance scene in the locker room was hysterical to me. That was awesome. But I also, like, people kept mentioning after this this year's Emmys, that the guy who plays Roy would be a good Wolverine. And I was like, are you just saying it because you like the character? I get it. I can see it. I can totally see it. I totally see he's got the gruff, like that. Yeah, that guy would work. I would like, there would zero issues with that casting. I would be totally happy with it. Yeah, he was good. But yeah, I look, if you haven't watched Ted Lasso, I mean, you don't need to listen to me. You can listen to everybody else talk about it. But it's great. Like, it really is. And it is deeply positive in ways that I think, like you said, people need right now, right? Like, things feel dire in a lot of ways, and people don't feel like they can kind of come up for air. But it's just a nice show. Like, it just really is. It's quite nice. I just dug it. I thought it was great.
Very well written show.
Yeah.
Started out as an advertising campaign.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, like NBC were playing these commercials. Like, this is like 8 years ago. They were playing these commercials to try and get dumb Americans to watch the Premier League. And Jason Sudeikis had this dumb character, and Coach Beard, the guy who plays Coach Beard, he was there. And it was the same premise. And the first episode even has the same damn jokes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, you took just an advertising campaign, and they made an Emmy award-winning show about it.
Hey.
The only other advertising campaign turned into a show that I can remember is Cavemen. You remember that?
I do remember that. Not a success. Not a success at all.
No,
Holy
I don't think
shit.
it won any Emmys.
No,
I don't think it won any Emmys.
No, I don't think it did, and it definitely should not have. Holy shit! Yeah, that certainly was a thing that people did for some reason.
All right, look, you need to watch Squid Game now. I finished Squid Game.
Yeah, no, that's what everybody's saying. And look, I want to watch it. Trust me, this is not one that I'm like, oh, I'll see you in 25 years. No, this is next week. I'm going to start watching Squid Game.
Yeah, you're going to blow through it. It's amazing. And then I want to talk to you about a weird take that I saw.
How long are the episodes?
Show. 9 episodes.
How long?
An hour each.
All right. Yeah.
Except for one. One of them is like a half hour. There's a character of color in the show.
Uh-oh.
He's from Pakistan. And since you are married to someone who has family that is adjacent to Pakistan.
I was going to say, like, not Pakistani.
You are,
but I do have friends. I do have friends who are Pakistani.
You are an authority on the matter.
Okay.
by transitive properties, right?
Transitive properties of the universe.
So I'm very curious, because the person with the take was like, why does this person of color have to be like, oh, yes, sir, and sir, this, sir, that? And I'm just like, I think you're hunting. You're reaching.
Yeah, you're hunting for something.
Yeah.
I mean, the Pakistani person I know, they have personal servants. Their family's very rich.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying. I wanted my wife to come out. I'm like, y'all in the middle of a war. She ain't going nowhere. Get the fuck out. That was like the one rare time I don't do the foot down thing in our marriage. But I was like, you're not going. Like, no, I'm not losing you to some bullshit. Get out of here. Who gonna do these dishes? Knock it off. No, I'm kidding. Relax. No, but I was like, no, that's crazy. No, you meet her halfway, England. Somewhere safe, not Lahore, Pakistan. Nigga, they blowing schools up over there. Knock it off. Like, literally. I'm not making that up. So yeah, I'm gonna watch Squid Game next week. So I will pile through that or as soon as I can. All right, let's talk about the season finale of What If, episode 9. I don't remember the name of this one.
What if the Watcher broke his oath?
Yeah, that's
I
it.
think.
You're right. Yep, you're absolutely right. I loved it. I like that it was. I like that we turned out to be correct. We doubted ourselves that all of these were actually connected. Turns out we were right. But they did it in I thought a creative and smart way, which is keep everyone separate until the end. But that was pretty fun. I liked the ending. I thought the ending made more sense than to have one of those characters like suddenly be good or magnanimous. And I like how it tied into all of the other universes, including the zombie one, which I didn't think it would. I thought it was going to kind of leave that alone, but it did not. So yeah, I dug it. I thought it was a good season finale. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I wish we would have gotten the episode of Gamora and Tony Stark.
Yes, Sakaar, Tony.
I wish we would have got that episode, but because it's just more of the show that I like.
Oh, by the way, the guy who created that said that is definitely going to be in season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. It was a good episode. A little light on story because like all of the story setup was in the previous episode. So
right.
A lot of this was just like, action beat to tell a story. Again, really interesting ideas with, spoiler alert, Killmonger grabbing the stones. Like I feel like if these had a little more time, you could do something with that instead of, the ending that we got.
Right.
But I understand the time constraints, and I enjoyed the previous week's episode a little more, but really, if I'm being fair, I would grade these as a pair.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, like one long episode. And yeah, man, I dug it. I dug this experiment. You said it a number of times. It'll be interesting to see if this is kind of like a test to see, who is which one of these alts are popular, and maybe throw a live action appearance in some of these things. I don't know. We'll see. But bottom line, I enjoyed it. Bring on Deadeye or Hawkman or Bird Eye or whatever his goofball name is. No, bring on Hawkeye. I'm ready for more, man. I'm ready for more.
Yeah. Like this is going to be the last, this is the last sort of, or Hawkeye will be the last of the old school stories. Like after that, it's all new shit, which is, you're talking Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Ironheart, like it's all the new characters, which, you're going to eventually get Armor Wars, which I have to assume is going to introduce some new characters too. I don't think that's going to be solely a Don Cheadle adventure. It'd be cool if it was, but I think these are going to be used to boost up folks. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Hawkeye. Like I like a Christmas action film. A Christmas action series works for me. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty fun time. So like more of this. Hopefully season 2, they have time to like really flesh these things out. I would love for them to go to 40 minutes or 45 minutes each episode. I think that would be smarter because they're running on such a short timeline that it makes the stories feel rushed, and I don't think they need to. Like they don't need to be an hour. I mean, if you can make something interesting in it for an hour, I'm fine with that. But I think 45 minutes is like a pretty good time frame. And hopefully if they don't have like issues with COVID and stuff like that, they will just do what they want to do and they don't have to feel like a race against time kind of thing.
Man, you start an episode of television off with the beginning of my favorite Marvel movie, but instead of Captain America, it's Captain Carter in her blue and silver.
Yo,
with the silver Union.
It looked dope, man.
It did, man.
It looked dope.
It really did. I'm like, yo, all right, I'm in. I mean, of course I was in. I want to see this movie.
Right. Yo, she be boxing niggas up with that shield, She's a little reckless, I love it.
They were fucking Ultron up, yo.
Yo, that scene was amazing. That scene was amazing. Her and Black Widow, like, both using shields, that was dope, man. Like, them going top to bottom at him, like, across, I was like, I want to see that shit in live action. Like, that was awesome. But the implication here, the implication of the mid-credit scene of Widow going to, wait, was that the mid-credit scene? I'm trying to remember.
No, the mid-credit scene was Captain Carter and Widow finding the Hydra Stomper.
Oh, right. I was really hoping they would make Steve into the Winter Soldier, but maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know. Like, I can't quite tell. That would be an interesting sort of like retake of that, because I would love to see Steve come back as his version of the Winter Soldier. That would be fun, like, because we've never seen that. Like, that would be neat. But the scene at the end with Widow going into a different timeline of her, like fighting alongside Shield and what have you, on a helicarrier. Like, I'd be interested to know when that was written, right? Because it's an interesting ending considering all the shit that happened with Scarlett Johansson. I would be very interested, this idea of like, oh, you're not the Widow from my time, like you're or from my timeline, but like, yeah, you feel fine. Like, that's just like the timing of that ending versus what's happened with that character and what's happened with Scarlett Johansson is just interesting to me. But it does leave the door open to the idea that maybe the MCU could bring certain characters back that have died in like Secret Wars because of this, right? Like, I think all of this is kind of like putting little things together, right? Like, I don't think it's a good idea to take this series as just a one-off and it was fun and then none of this is important. Like, I don't think they're doing anything that's like that, except for maybe like the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, but even that maybe not, right? So I think there is absolutely a chance that these things matter. So I don't know. I found that ending to be curious.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't have a problem if we never see these characters again, because that's what if is. Right. Of
course,
they're one-offs. And I'm excited for what could be in with this new wave of things happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what kind of stories they could tell. I'm what I want to see from a season 2 is I want to see episodes be longer with stories that are fleshed out a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see real, I want to see more things like the Doctor Strange episode. And,
a little bit darker.
Yeah, like episodes that really, that I think that Doctor Strange episode is probably my favorite.
I think it's my second favorite after this, What If Ultron 1 episode, which was amazing.
Yeah. Like from a visual action point of view, sure, I really like that. But from like a character study,
it was super character heavy. It was great.
Yeah, I really love that Doctor Strange episode, and I want to see a lot of that. I could I don't really need stuff like the zombies. What if the world lost its mightiest heroes? I think was a very interesting story. A little less, what if this person became the hero?
They're apparently, before Chadwick Boseman died, they were planning on doing a spin-off series with Chadwick Boseman as Star-Lord. I guess in all animated. Like they were digging it that much because there's a lot to do there, right? Like you could just turn everything on its head, which would have been pretty fun. I mean, I'm again very sad that he passed away, but like that could have actually been really neat. So
yeah, if you're gonna do what if this character was the hero instead of that person, then it's got to be vastly different, right? I didn't mind the what if T'Challa was Star-Lord. I think that executed that idea better than what if Captain Carter were the first Avenger. Just because the Captain Carter story just felt too close to the Captain America story,
sure,
just with the gender swap. Yeah, if you're gonna have like, what if this person was this character instead of the traditional character? Like, let it be really different,
right?
You know what I mean?
So,
but look, I think it was a success. I really enjoyed it. I saw a couple people who were just like, "This is trash," and I'm just like, "All right, okay." But no, I dug it.
Yep, same for me, man. I was all in. Okay, so next up, we're going to jump right into topics. So you're up.
WandaVision spinoff starring Catherine Hahn is in the works at Disney Plus. She would reprise her role as Agatha Harkness in the series, which is described by sources as a dark comedy, though exact plot details remain under wraps. Jack Schaefer, the head writer for WandaVision, would serve as the writer and executive producer on the project should the spinoff go forward. As with all projects in development, Marvel Studios is staying mum on this one. So yeah, this is not a done deal, but what do you think about an Agatha Harkness spinoff series? Do you? I mean, I'm trying to picture what it would be like, right? Like I'm not a fan of the character, so I don't know much about her outside of her WandaVision appearances. And right. In WandaVision, everything was, manufactured from Wanda's damaged psyche. So
right.
What would this even, I don't even know what this would be.
So I think that there is, well, one, let me address the massive elephant in the room. Carrie, calm down. Carrie's losing her mind after this news broke. She was like, her notifications were on fire. Everyone's like, did you see this news? Because she loved Agatha Harkness, and Catherine Hahn specifically. Look, I get it. My eyes work. I think that it could super work. And I think the way that you do it is that so they're talking about it like a dark comedy. Is that how they refer to it?
Yeah.
Like, we have a witch in the MCU. Like, that's not a hero, right? Like, who can just like fuck with people and like manipulate and do shit. But like, she can't go too big because then she comes on the radar of the Scarlet Witch, and then like, she's in a world of trouble. My guess is
it's also somebody that we got to root for too. You know what I mean?
Right. So she's got to be like, I feel like if you play her, this is going to be a weird comparison, but I feel like if you play her like a Dennis the Menace almost kind of character, then it works, right? Like, Dennis the Menace is an asshole and is an annoying kid, but he's always like giving it to the man, Mr. Wilson, that jerk. And so you kind of like, oh, Dennis, you son of a bitch. Like, yeah, you got him again. Right. So like, I think it could work. She needs to be like an asshole for us. Right. Like as the audience giving it to someone we don't like. Right. So I need her to like, them to pick a good enemy. Right. But or like a series of good guys that she's just kind of fucking with, right? Like it does, but she's kind of an evil character, so to speak. So I think it could super work if you kind of play it that way as like a Dennis the Menace kind of thing. But I like the idea of a witch inside the MCU, like this, like a classic type of witch character in the MCU who can like do, like generic magic and like mischief and, seize power from people and things like that. I think you could use her as almost like as a way to introduce other low level magic characters, right? In the MCU, because all the magic characters that we really think about are all the fucking high end bigwig characters, but there's plenty of supporting characters in that world. So why not do that? Like, why not use her as a sort of a medium grade character? And also she's supposed to like be like a frenemy to Wanda. So you could see Wanda show up to like need her assistance on something or whatever. Like I could see that. Cause what this tells me is that if they are developing this, she's definitely going to be in like probably the multiverse of madness. Like I wouldn't be surprised because somehow she has to get unlocked from that shit that Wanda put her in. And I don't think Doctor Strange is going to do that. He's like, who gives a fuck? Fuck this lady. So my guess is Wanda's going to at some point go to her and be like, all right, like you piece of shit, I need your help on this thing. I heard my kids talking to me through the multiverse, probably that evil dragon character from Shang-Chi, but like she's going to need her. And then once she's released and she's like, all right, just fucking take it easy, get out of here. I think that's where you start her story. So I don't know. I think it could be fun, but they're going to have to play it in a way that is more comedic than serious, I think.
Yo, she killed a dog, yo.
Oops.
Like
wasn't that funny?
About that, yo.
I didn't forget.
Everybody forgot about that.
I didn't forget.
Like she killed a dog, yo. Like if she was a black quarterback, like I bet you wouldn't forget then, would you?
No, I wouldn't. And I still don't. Fuck that guy.
I know what real life and fake life are, guys. Calm down.
He doesn't. Go ahead.
Speaking of trying to remain calm, in this article says surprising news. It is not. It is quite unsurprising to me. Venom 2 defied expectations, not mine, and scored the biggest domestic opening weekend of the pandemic to date. The film earned an estimated $90.1 million in its opening weekend. It had a bigger opening than the first movie, with an $80.2 million weekend in the fall of 2018.
That
long before COVID began.
Right. Boy, does that say something about the first movie. Like that's a pretty shitty opening that the COVID numbers were better. Okay. I mean, I guess. But I mean, it's not like the first movie didn't do well. It did incredibly well. So it's interesting.
You can thank Shang-Chi for this because Sony didn't know when to release this movie. They had moved it like 3 times. Mm-hmm. And then they saw Shang-Chi made, people went to go see Shang-Chi, and then they were like, oh, well, people will definitely go see Venom. And they were right. Look, I feel like I say this all the time. I don't hate Venom. And I recognize Venom's like place in Spider-Man mythos. The problem is that I'm the only person who is willing to admit to the reason why they like Venom. It's not because Venom is some interesting character, right? Mm-hmm. It's not because Venom has like a bunch of like legendary stories. It's because Venom looks like a badass.
He's a Jack Spider-Man.
That's why you like Venom, because Venom looks like a badass, and he does. I like looking at Venom on screen, and Venom is a badass. It never made sense to me that Venom's original host was like this dude's coworker, right? Like, if you're gonna have an evil opposite, it should be somebody close. Like, I love the idea that the new Spider-Man game is implying that Venom is actually Harry, his best friend.
Wasn't that the case? Wasn't that the case in Ultimate Spider-Man?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Because like Venom was
Ultimate Spider-Man comic.
Yeah,
no, I think it was still Eddie Brock, but Eddie Brock wasn't like a dickhead. He was younger, like Peter.
I think I'm thinking of the video game. I think I'm thinking of the video, like the Ultimate Spider.
You're thinking of the video game. In the comic, his dad and Peter's dad were working on cancer research, and they created the symbiote to leech off of the cancer.
Right, that's it.
In a person, and that's how it came to be. So it was still Eddie, but yeah, it always made sense to me. And even then, like that Eddie and Peter were friends, right? Like they weren't like acquaintances at the Bugle, right?
Or just a character randomly on television
to murder a man. You know what I mean? Like. I don't know.
They have once again done a really bad job at pitting Spider-Man against Venom for any logical reason. This new version is no exception. We'll talk about it in a second, but like
here's my biggest fear, right? Not that you'll get a third Venom movie. It is guaranteed you will get a third Venom movie now. And look, I've never seen these movies. I don't know if they're good or bad. I've never seen them. I'm only going by people that I trust.
I've seen the first one, and no, it's bad. It's bad. One day, you and I will sit down. I will strap you to a chair against your will, and I will make you watch at least the first Venom. It's real bad.
No bullshit. You're going to have to pay me to do it.
I'll pay you $3.
No. You got to pay me the price of a movie ticket to do it.
That's fair. Minimum. All right, that's fair. All right. the $2.50 movie, no problem. I used to no, excuse me, $1.50 movie, nigga. I used to work there. Don't pretend like it don't exist. You know, you came and saw Twister that summer I worked there. Don't do that.
Here's my biggest fear. Spider-Man's Rose Gallery is kind of all over the place. He's got some legendary villains, but he's got some villains that are just like, lower mid card at best.
Legendarily bad.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see a Shocker movie. I don't want to see a White Rabbit movie.
Okay, you say that, but let's stop fucking pretending. We all want to see a Big Wheel movie. Like, he's a guy in a big wheel. I mean, come on, that's solid.
I don't want to see a gangster movie with Tombstone versus Hammerhead. I don't.
No, yo, come on. You can't have those two characters out there. It's like movie villains. Like, they're silly.
Like, the thing with his Rose Gallery is that, much like every hero's Rose Gallery, they do their best work when the hero is around. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I understand that Venom has his own like story and lineage and all that, but like, Venom is his most interesting when Spider-Man is involved for me. Right? Like, there was an era there was a point in the comics where everybody was like Venomized and shit. And I was just like, this shit is obnoxious, man. I just don't. Well,
they made Venom, according to other people. I have not read these new Venom books, but they made like the whole like symbiote king and all this other stuff. It's apparently like super interesting.
It's supposed to be an interesting story. And look, I'm perfectly fine with that. Make him interesting because historically he's just not. He just looks like a badass, and I get it, right? Like, people like badasses, right? I get it, but at the same time, like, you got to give me more, man.
Yeah.
You got to give me more. You can't just look the part and just not like I need more, yo. I need more. Spider-Man is such an interesting world, and I just need more.
Yeah.
And apparently more means a Mobius movie. What? Why?
Because Jared
I'll see every Venom movie before I see a Mobius movie.
Wow, that's feels offensive.
Like, why, dude? Why?
No, he's good.
Hydro Man sitting back there. I'm not going to like for what? For what?
Okay, who are you seeing this Craven movie they're doing? Sony's doing a Craven movie.
I will see a Craven movie. Because Craven is interesting. Craven is interesting. The Osborns are interesting.
Yes.
Octavius is interesting. I think Octavius could. I don't know about solo movie, right? Because again, when was Dr. Octavius? When was Dr. Octopus the most interesting he's ever been in arguably ever?
Superior Spider-Man.
When he swapped bodies with a dying Peter Parker and he became Spider-Man. And look, Doc Ock is my number one, but by himself.
Look, I'm gonna say something very controversial. Very controversial. I think Molina is a very good Doc Ock. I am extremely disappointed that we never get to see a new interpretation of Doc Ock.
Yeah, it's gonna suck, man.
I think Molina is great, but I would have loved to see the MCU's actual full brand new interpretation of that character. Like, is Edward Molina, from a universe that they're completely creating out of whole cloth? Maybe. I don't know. But it's still Edward Molina, right? Like they didn't do casting for that. They just brought back a guy who had already played the role. I would have loved to see just like full on new character, like new ground up build of that character in the eyes of the MCU. Like to see their version of Vulture and it be so compelling. I wanted to see what they would do with Doc Ock. And that's a real disappointment. Now, there is a possibility that he shows up, he gets defeated or whatever, and the Otto Octavius from the current MCU universe is like, I'm inventing that, or gets inspired by that in order to make the arms and shit like that, and then we get our Doc Ock. I don't know, but I would have liked to see them just build it from the ground up. Like that's one thing is kind of disappointing to me. Also, Green Goblin. Like I would have loved to see MCU's ground up interpretation of those characters.
Yeah, man. Maybe we could finally get like a white dude with a widow's peak and waves, Like
you got to have waves.
I just want to see that.
Yeah, just get Justin Timberlake like 1995, like Justin Timberlake, just waves and shit. But like,
yeah, you're right. I like the way that how they modernized the Vulture in the MCU. You know what I mean? And he was literally like a scavenger,
right?
Going after these like these scraps and shit.
Yeah,
but they modernized him in a very cool way. I would have loved to have seen the MCU's like techno magic version of that for some of these Spider-Man villains. I would love to have seen what the Green Goblin would look like.
Now, maybe look, I gotta tell you, man, I don't think you're getting that Power Ranger suit in the MCU. I think they're gonna redo him.
Of course not.
I think they're gonna be like, no, this was a huge mistake. I think you're gonna see something.
If anything, they would. If I don't know if they would go like the ultimate route.
I hope not.
Basically, just the Hulk
that
could breathe fire.
I hope not.
But I would want him to be scary. You know what I mean? Like,
did you ever see that test footage that they did? You ever seen that test footage from the original Spider-Man of Goblin that they did? It was like a goblin mask. I'll find it and send it to you right now. That's what they should do. It looked fucking terrifying. You're like, this is not okay. But for some reason, like it was a mask that you put on, and how you moved your face like, I guess it had things on it, so it would animatronically move, like, the eyebrow, the brow and stuff like that of the mask. It looked amazing. I guess it just cost too much money at the time. But they should do something like that, because that looked incredible. It really did.
Make it look like realistic. Set the story around Halloween, right? And just have, like, because everyone's got, like, ghouls and different kinds of, like, monster masks and shit. And then all of a sudden, like, here's this real, like, wow, this looks really lifelike. And it turns out, oh shit, it's the fucking Green Goblin. Like, man, I would have really loved to have seen what it could be. Yeah. But it is what it is.
All right. So I just sent you the Goblin test footage. Look, you can just see in that like what it looks like, which is pretty. The screen cap is pretty impressive.
Wow, look at the screen cap. Jeez.
Yeah. Like, and they actually show the person moving around, and it's dope. So I have not seen Venom 2. I can't make a sound argument that it's. It looks so good.
I'm sorry. That looks great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can't believe they decided to go with something else. Like, that's crazy to me. That would have been highly impressive for 2000. Like, really impressive. But so neither one of us have seen the new Venom movie, Let There Be Carnage. But we did have a chance to see the mid-credit scene or post-credit scene of how they decided to do something. So spoiler alert, if you do not want to hear about the post-credit scene for Venom Let There Be Carnage. Okay? Sorry. So they have Eddie Brock sitting in a bed. Venom is talking to him inside his head. And he's like, oh, the symbiotes know many things, blah, 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 blah. And then suddenly he's...
So, I'm sorry. Is that what he sounds like?
Yeah. That's Tom Hardy doing his Venom voice.
Come on, man. Come on.
You don't like it?
All right. No, I don't. Maybe it was just the footage.
No, that's what he sounds like. No, I've seen it. The audio was not that off.
It just
Eddie.
I don't know. Hello, Eddie. I don't know. I don't know. I'm nitpicking, but go ahead.
Yeah. So for some reason, which we'll discuss the possibilities of that. While he's talking to Eddie, he's transported to a different place in time onto some bed at like a vacation house in the islands or something. And he then gets up and he's like, the symbiotes know many things or understand many things that you can't possibly understand. And then the TV comes on and it's the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, and they show Jonah Jameson is showing like footage of like Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and then Venom like comes out and he like, like for example this, and he like licks the screen. And I guess that's like his hate or obsession with Spider-Man for some reason. But why would he have that? He's never seen Spider-Man and we don't know anything. We have no connection to this character whatsoever.
So there's a couple things wrong with this. One, what?
Right.
So Venom could just teleport Eddie to different dimensions now? Is that what, like that? Is that what happened?
So no, we don't know, but the speculation is that when he moves to that different place, that's when Doctor Strange's spell happens. Right.
Okay. So he just timed it with that.
Right. Why would he be like, and let me show you this thing, and then it happens, which makes no sense.
Right. It implies that Venom is the one that did that. So
right.
That Doctor Strange thing,
it's dubious at best, right?
Yeah. No,
I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense, but it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Two, it doesn't make sense in the timeline, right? Like in the timeline, like it just doesn't make any sense, which is weird. But also, it also implies that Eddie Brock and Venom are moving through space and time, and let's say it's because of the Doctor Strange thing, but they remember it, because the point of the Doctor Strange spell is that no one remembers it. So if you ended up in a different space and time, that's just where you were supposed to be. Right? Like, you're not supposed to have memory of moving, because if people have memory of moving, then everyone is confused and like, what the fuck happened? Right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Also, they would have the memory of Spider-Man being Peter Parker, probably. So it's just a little odd.
Also, so here's what's probably going to happen when Venom comes into the MCU. They're probably going to Amazing Spider-Man 2 it, right? If you remember the plots of that movie regarding Electro was a dork,
right,
who was a big fan of Spider-Man to the point of obsession. And then Spider-Man, hey, like, chill out, bro. I got to do this. And then he took that shit and I took that personally.
Yeah.
Right. And then he became a villain. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Venom, I'm assuming, fancies himself a bit of a hero, but he like still eats turds in the wind or whatever. Right. He's going to team up with Spider-Man, right? Because he wants to be like him so much that he sees Spider-Man has a spider on his chest. So Venom is going to make a spider on his chest, right? And then that'll be the only thing that people who are fans of Venom for looking the way he looks, that'll be it. That'll be the only thing they talk about. Just like these last fucking 2 minutes are the only thing that people are talking about regarding this movie.
Yeah, they kind of are, dude. I haven't heard shit about Carnage. Like, it's kind of funny. Like, no, I love this movie. Y'all niggas ain't talking about this shit at all.
You ain't talking about who plays Screech or Shriek. What's her name?
Black woman.
What's her name?
Black woman.
Right. But he
is a woke Venom movie. It's woke.
He will fancy himself a fan of Spider-Man, to the point where he'll see Spider-Man with a spider on his chest, so he will create a spider on his chest. That's when you'll get your iconic wrong. Venom look, right? Venom and Spider-Man will be teaming up, right? And then Venom will be like, all right, it's time to eat these people. And Spider-Man will be like, no, we don't fucking eat people. And Venom will take that shit personally. And then Venom will be like, fuck you forever, I hate you. And then that's how he'll become a Spider-Man villain. Ugh. And that's fucking whack. It's fucking lame.
It's super whack. Look, the larger question here is, well, one, that's awful and I hate it, and you're probably right. I would hope that people.
I'm wrong.
I really hope you're wrong. Like, I hope people in the MCU have better sense of how to write than that. But the problem is they've been painted into such a shitty corner. That might be the best thing you can do, right, to get yourself out of it. Because you more worry about just writing better stories in the future than worrying about like making this part like super sound, right? Also, Venom is dumb, so like it kind of does work. But my issue is, okay, Venom is in the quote unquote in the MCU now. What way does the MCU work? Because I feel like Kevin Feige is a crafty motherfucker, and I think Kevin Feige this is a one-way door, right? You get to reference shit in the MCU. We ain't referencing shit in our movies. Like, I don't see people talking about Venom in the MCU all of a sudden. Like, that, I don't think that's happening. I think it's going to be a one-way door, and the only person who walks through that door going both ways, the only one who has a pass is Spider-Man. Like, that's it. I don't think you ever hear shit about Venom in the MCU, in the proper MCU.
You don't think you'll see Venom in this new Spider-Man movie?
No, I don't think so. No. Mm-mm. I don't think so.
Not even, and I'm not even talking like a prominent role, right? I'm talking.
No, I don't think it at all.
And I'm talking like end credit scene, right? Like, hey, I'm a big fan of yours, or whatever, right? Like
is Tony Todd doing the voice of Venom? Maybe in a post credit scene, but I don't think in the movie at large. No, because I think in a post-credit scene, they have one more
post-credit scene. You can tack that shit on, right?
Right.
Like, it doesn't really, like, all of the Marvel post-credit scenes. Most of them don't really. Most of them, they don't really. They're just kind of thrown on there to test the waters, right?
Right.
I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative, right? Like, you trying to tell me they had a plan for all that shit?
No way.
Of course they didn't.
Nah, they were just okay.
They saw that shit and was like, oh, that tested well, huh?
All right.
Maybe we can do this.
Right? Yeah, it's definitely possible. There's one aspect that we're forgetting. And I would be remiss if I didn't think about it. Or mention it. We have seen a bunch of heroes, and more importantly, a bunch of like slight kind of villainy people being slowly recruited, right? We've seen our fake Captain America. We've seen our fake Black Widow.
Yeah, I see where you're going.
At one point, wasn't Venom a part of Thunderbolts?
Not Eddie Brock Venom, but
not Eddie Brock.
A Venom was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking. We were thinking Dark Avengers.
No, I'm talking about Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Or that might be their Dark Avengers. Like we don't really quite know, but some recruiting of another team. I could see a situation where you bring in what's her face, Julie Louis-Dreyfus, as like, hey, like putting together a team. What's your deal? Like, we need a kind of like a spider guy. Like, you seem cool. Like, I could see that. Or giving your horrendous storyline of like he gets mad because like, you know, he doesn't want to hang out with Venom anymore, or Spider-Man doesn't want to hang out with Venom anymore. He's like, fuck Spider-Man, I hate that guy forever. And he's got the fucking spider thing on his chest. We've seen him doing superhero heroics with Spider-Man. But then, you know, they break apart. And then here comes Miss D. Fontaine to be like, hey, you got a lot of the Spider-Man qualities. How about you join this team? We would respect you. We wouldn't treat you like that Spider-Man guy. He's like, hey, I like that. Fuck those guys. And we'll give you all the people you want to eat. And then he's like, hell yeah. And then he's all on, right? I could see that. I could totally see them building the simultaneous. I mean, it's clear that that's what they're doing. It's just a matter of when does that sort of culminate? I don't know. But they don't have a Thor yet, but Thor Love and Thunder is coming up. So there's definitely a possibility that someone of magical powers, Thor-like powers, gets recruited. I mean, who else do you need, right? You already you need an Iron Man. You might get that in Armor Wars. So
yeah.
I could see Venom being a part of that team. This is very possible.
Well, it's I'm happy for people who are happy, but if you're gonna give me a Venom, I wish it would have been a straight, like, a Venom from the people that know Venom the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do some of these characters, especially the more iconic characters, right? Like, I'm not a huge fan of Venom, but I recognize the fact that Venom is an iconic character.
Sure.
And I just wish some of the iconic characters would get the homegrown treatment.
Yeah, look, man. Again, I'm super excited for Spider-Man, but man, I am really kind of bummed that we're never going to get the MCU's version of Doc Ock. I've been looking forward to that for the second he jumped on the scene and was like, oh, hey everybody, like the second I heard Underoos and the motherfucker flipped over onto that truck, I was like, I want to see what they do for this character. And so far they haven't disappointed, in my opinion. So it's just like a kind of a bummer that they went this route, but also I'm super excited because look, let's get real. Who don't want to see those three Spider-Man fight together, dude? Like, who don't want to see it? Yeah, everybody wants to see it. It's like, look, Endgame was revolutionary. Look, like, and it was, and I loved it, man. like, I feel like 3 Spider-Men fighting alongside each other against classic and new versions of these villains is going to be some next level shit. And I say that as a staunch fan of Endgame. Like, come on, man. Like, it's going to be next level shit. You've never seen that.
I mean, look, y'all can be cool and y'all can pretend that y'all don't like, the Tobey Maguire movies, and you can be real and tell people that you don't like the Andrew Garfield movies. I get it, right? But you gonna mark out when you see 3 Spider-Men in a scene together, doing all these fucking maximum spider and shit. You're gonna flip out.
Yo, they're gonna play off each other. Yo, come on, yo. That's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. And
it's gonna be the most annoying battle you've ever heard.
Yeah. And because Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is a real shit talking motherfucker too. He's really good. I think he's the best. Like, as far not the best Spider-Man, but like shit talker while fighting, he's the best. Like, easily the best.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So I think that's gonna blow people's mind. Like, and they're not gonna even leak anything remote about the two of them joining in a trailer. They can't. You know what? I wouldn't put it past. I heard that like the people who do them, like I heard that the studio and the trailer people are the ones that kind of, do that. I would hope that they wouldn't. Like, it's the worst kept secret in genre film right now. Yeah. But I would hope that they wouldn't. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
If they did. Now, to their credit, they did a very good job before Shang-Chi came out of just not revealing anything in that third act. But a couple days after the movie came out, like, that's all you see, Shang-Chi riding a dragon. You know what I mean?
Like, God damn, really? Look, I mean, Endgame, they kept a lot of secrets under wrap, like a lot, right? Like, we never got to see until it was released, like the fucking lineup with everybody. Cause like, that was mind blowing, man. Like the on your left moment, like those are moments that like, those are this generation in this series version of like, Luke, I am your father. Like if that gets ruined for you, you're just like, no, oh my God.
Yeah.
But a moment that you see a portal open and you see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire walk through, whatever you think about those movies, knock it the fuck off. You're going to be hyped. You're going to lose your mind, yo. You're going to lose your mind. Because, like, that's the shit that nerds write about. Like, on my Tumblr, this is what I imagine is going to happen. But they're going to do it. Like, they're going to do it. And look, as much as I'm like, part of me is disappointed about not seeing a new Doc Ock. Part of me is disappointed about not seeing a new Goblin. Let me tell you something. I'll be in that crowd fucking hyped as shit when those two fucking walk through that.
Let Alfred Molina come on screen.
Yeah.
Let him come on screen. Yeah. See what I'm going to do.
I'm surprised that they showed him. Like, they didn't even need to show him. They could have just had that fucking claw come up and just his voice. Hello, Peter. And people would have been like, boom, all in. Sorry. It's all over the screen. Like, done. They didn't even have to show him, but him showing up, people lost their shit. That's how good they know they got us. They were just like, we're not even going to show Willem Dafoe. We're not even going to show him. And by the way, that tells me he's going to look different. The fact that they didn't show him, that tells me he's going to look different.
Probably. Maybe.
Hoping.
Again, yo, I love Willem Dafoe. Yo,
Willem Dafoe is a
movies. Like, I understand, guys. I understand. I really do. Like, you don't like old shit, right? And he cried. But yo, come on, man.
Look,
like,
I have
cheesy as shit.
Right? I reconcile my views with because I was like, I don't like these movies, which was not fair. That was me being ridiculous. And I'm happy to reconcile on that. But they were just not the Spider-Man I grew up with. I grew up with 90s Spider-Man, right? Like, in the Garfield movie, especially the first one more so than the second one was a mess. But it felt more like a modern Spider-Man to me. But I'm not going to pretend like, yo, this was 2000. Are you kidding me? This is the pinnacle of comic book movies are happening, and this is a thing. Like, yeah, look, the Burton Batman movies are not amazing. I mean, 89 is great, but it's not amazing. Look, I don't give a fuck what's going on in the DCEU. when he shows up in the Flash,
When
I'm
Michael
gonna
Keaton
lose
shows
my
up in The
fucking
Flash,
mind.
You gonna mark out?
I'm gonna mark out, dude.
are.
I love Keaton in
You
those
are.
movies, man. Get out of here. He was a psycho Batman. Come on, man. And anybody who's like, oh, fuck DC, fuck DC. Yeah, fuck DC. You gonna go see The Flash and see Michael Keaton. Yes, you are. Don't lie to yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because when he shows up on screen, you're gonna get hyped. Yeah, you will. You can't help it. You can't help it. And look, if these two motherfuckers show up in Spider-Man and it all seems about a fact at this point, people are going to lose their minds, man. That movie's going to, I hope that movie comes out where people can go to the theater because people are going to go crazy. They're going to go crazy. I'm seeing that shit in theaters. I don't give a fuck. If I got to wear a mask for 4 hours, who cares? I'm there.
I'm about to wear a mask for 3 hours. Watch this damn James Bond movie.
Nope. I'll see that one when that hits home viewing. And I do want to see it. Not that bad.
Have you seen Spectre?
No, I got to watch Spectre first.
Yeah, you probably should watch Spectre first.
Yeah, that's what Brad said. I trust Brad. He's the only person I know who knows anything about James Bond.
Look, I am a fan of James Bond. Brad is a super duper fan of James Bond.
Brad has read the books.
Right. He reads James Bond books, yo. Like, that's how much of a fan he is.
Yeah. See, I know he has you beat because Brad reads, and that you ain't got that. Not at all. No. So, yeah. No, I'm hyped for it, man. I do want to see it. So I have to watch Spectre first. Maybe I'll watch Squid Game, and then I will watch Spectre right after I finish it. All right. Topics is section 2 for topics. I'm not going to talk about this too much. I just want to say one quick thing about it. Black Panther Wakanda Forever star Letitia Wright is spreading anti-vax nonsense on set. That's not the title of the article. That's what I wrote. Could you not? That's it. Could you not? Like, I get it. You're like a hotep. I get it. But could you not? Like, we almost forgot about your dumb bullshit. Could you not? How are you a science-based character and you don't believe in science, yo? How? That's like Chris Hemsworth not believing in lifting weights. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's his character. Like, come on. Stop it. Just stop.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. Like, you've got people that just aren't going to get it. And okay.
I hope you don't get COVID. I don't care if you do, but I hope you don't.
Yeah, I'm at that point where it's just like, I don't care if you get it. And I'm not wishing it for you, but I'm not wishing for you to get better either at this point. Like,
I don't care.
People need to be made. People, all right. I don't care. No. I don't care because me wishing for you to get better would imply that I care about you, and I don't.
Yeah.
And people need to be made examples of.
Look, I mean, it's the way the world works. I do, but this was one of my concerns where people are like, she needs to be the next Black Panther. That role, Chadwick Boseman wasn't just an actor. He embodied that fucking good guy, superhero way about him outside of the role. It's the same with Evans, right? Evans is Captain America forever, yo. Like, he just will be, not just because he was awesome that time he curled a helicopter, which is like way out of line for Captain America's strength level. But he also was like, hey, like he talked about political shit. He was like, why are we stopping people from voting? Like he embodied that sort of like righteous patriotism because that's a part of it. You see Anthony Mackie clean his shit up too. That's a lot of responsibility in holding that role. And if you are a science-based character, you aren't just playing a role for some people, man. You are an influence. Like, you really are. So I don't want to dig too deep into it, but it's just like, she could be replaced. Like, I'm not shrug. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I thought she was amazing in Small Axe in Mangrove. Like, I think she has real potential to be a great character. I just need you to shut the fuck up about science. Just shut the fuck up about science. You know what you're talking about. Spoiler alert. This week, there were, the WHO is recommending a vaccine for malaria in 3 African countries. Should we not take those too, Letitia? Because it's killing like 200,000+ kids under the age of 5 in Africa every year. Should we just not have the kids take the malaria vaccine? All right, cool. Like, these are your people, right? These are our people. Like, what are we doing? So, I don't know. Just shut the fuck up. So just shut the fuck up. Shut up and dribble, man. Just shut up and dribble.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. You can't quote that one.
I know that's a terrible quote. It's terrible. Shut up and dribble. That's all. White people are wild.
Again, I'm not saying she should lose her job.
No, she shouldn't lose a job.
Saying, you know,
she could.
Maybe focus on your job and not like focus on like what other. If you don't want to get it, fine, whatever.
Yeah, just shut up, right? Like, if they're going around like, you better get vaccinated, then they don't need to do that either. Like, that's on you. You don't want to do it. That's cool. Stay the fuck away from me. On your bullshit. But you don't have to, like, you shouldn't be like, hey, are you taking a vaccine? Well, you know you're going to die in 6 months. Like, get out of my face, Shuri. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
Right. Nobody wants you to be like the Jehovah's Witness of anti-vaxxers. You know, like, stop knocking on people's doors talking about, look,
do you have time enough for the Lord?
14,400 people are going to get into heaven because they didn't take the vaccine. Are you going to be one? Like, nah.
Have you read The Watchtower? Get out of here. Lighthouse? What is it? Is it Watchtower?
It's a Watchtower.
It's a Watchtower. It's a panopticon. God's up there. Next up, America and Tom Cruise have lost the space race. This is a sad day, my friends. It's a sad day. So apparently the Russian filmmakers decided that they were going to make a movie called The Challenge, where they will be actually filming it in space before Tom Cruise and America could do it.
That's literally the only reason they're doing it.
100%. 100%. I actually slightly respect the pettiness of this. Look, I'm not super worried about this. While Tom Cruise will not be the first man to film a movie in space, thanks to these Ruskies, that's okay. Because Tom Cruise will be the first one to film a good movie in space. Because this is going to be a piece of shit.
Tom Cruise will be the first one to go up into space that anybody will give a shit about.
There it is.
Like,
nobody cares about this movie.
Yeah. Right. Like, yeah, the Russians beat us in space. What are their names? Yeah, exactly. You don't know.
I mean, I think it's Yuri Gagarin, but that's only because it's because it's in the article.
Oh God! So, there you go.
So the first, it's the fourth word in the article. But just saying, like, no, nobody knows. Nobody knows. He didn't have an awesome speech. Like, I mean, maybe he did. I don't speak Russian, so how would I know? But no, look. Remember that time the Russians put out that trailer for that awesome superhero movie, and everyone's like, "Oh, this looks amazing." It wasn't amazing. You know why? It's a Russian-made movie. Get out of here. Was it better than Endgame? No. Was it better than Morbius? Probably not. Maybe, actually.
Russian movies.
Oh, what Russian? Yeah, Russia is not known for its cinema. They're known for...
whose cinema is worse? Russians or, like, Central Africa?
That ain't right, man. That's not right. What was it? They did a Rihanna versus Beyonce movie. That I saw a clip of that. That was oof.
What? Someone in Central Africa made?
Yeah, it was like a Nollywood movie. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Right, they look nothing like that. Rihanna, and they look nothing like Beyonce. This shit is hilarious. No, but Nollywood is a real thing. Like, they got movies on Netflix, dog. Like, they hired those people to make real movies. They don't have there ain't no Russian Hollywood. Like,
yeah, ain't no Rollywood.
Nah, they don't do that. It's Bollywood and Hollywood. That was it. So no, yeah, these guys are in fact making this movie. The plot of The Challenge involves a doctor going up into space so she can perform an operation on an astronaut. With the actual professional astronaut, Russian person, both serving as the main duo's mission commander and appearing in the film, presumably as an astronaut. In a statement, he said that he's impressed by Russian name have showed themselves in how they clearly want this space experiment to implement at the best level and the best international level. Okay, a couple of things with that. I remember watching a movie. I don't remember the name of. Was it Acts of Valor? Where they had real life like Marines in an action movie. And I saw that movie. I reviewed that movie.
Yeah. I remember you. Yeah, you got fucking roasted. They fucking.
Oh, they hate it.
Kinds of un-American. You fucking communist piece of shit. Why don't you go back to whatever country you came from?
Baltimore? Yeah, I didn't like that movie. Like, because they weren't actors. They were military guys, and they were bad at acting. Like, again, all you had to do was put real actors in it, and then on the action parts, let the Marines do it. Because, like, the action sequences were dope because they were real Marines. But then when it came to the talky parts, they weren't so good. Like, sorry, like, it's okay. I like, God bless, you know, hoorah, and all that. But, like, y'all niggas can't act. Like, they can't. They were terrible. That's how I know this movie's going to be bad. Like, he's an astronaut. He's not an actor. Like, when he goes to do the talky parts, it's going to be bad. Like, so, no. Tom Cruise's movie, they will be smart, and they will, Tom Cruise can be an astronaut because he can learn it in 6 weeks. But all the astronaut parts will be played by astronauts, but they won't be talking. Because America, smart, up here. So
yeah, like that's why you hire extras, yo. Nah. You train actors to do the things like somebody. And
would it be
like
simpler?
Common practice.
Would it be simpler, Micah, to train astronauts to do oil drilling, or would it be easier to teach oil drillers to be astronauts? Michael Bay says oil drillers to be astronauts way easier. Shut the fuck up, Ben Affleck. Holy shit. That's one of the, like, I remember Jack played that for me. Yeah, that's one of the funniest fucking DVD commentaries of all time. Holy shit. Well, Michael Bay is an insane person. Yeah, no, this is very stupid. I'm sorry, I cut you off there. You were going to say something.
No, it's a common practice, man. Like you hire professionals to train actors, and somebody's nephew who was employed there through nepotism and wanted to contribute was like, well, what if we get the experts and teach them how to act? Like, nah, yo, nah. The learning curve is different. Like, you can,
it's super
actors
different.
are trained to mimic, yo. Like,
that's it.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
All right. All I know is
these people going to die in space, dog.
Not liking a movie starring real soldiers that apparently was fake. Like, it was not inspired by a true story.
Oh, Acts of Valor?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know that. It was a totally fake story.
So again, that's even worse.
Yeah,
why would you do it?
Because they wanted the hook of real Marines kicking ass, taking names. I was like, but this is bad.
It's not a true fucking story. Maybe they would have acted it out better.
Nah, that would be disrespectful to the troops who actually died. Can't do that. Just don't let them act. Like, again, the action sequence, there's a scene with like a gunboat. It was fucking awesome. They did a halo jump and shit. It was great. And it was like, let's talk about it. I was like, let's not talk about it. Like, just keep playing the YouTube action sequences because the rest of this is shit. I wish that we were doing videos then because I would have loved to be on video to do that because YouTube would have been on fucking fire.
Oh, yeah. They'd have saw that you were black and shit. And be like, nope, fuck you.
I mean, even though there were black Marines in that, wouldn't have mattered. They would have lit me up.
Don't matter. You hate your own kind. You're the worst. You're a race traitor.
Wow.
That's some shit that white people say, boy. Race traitor.
You're a race traitor. Like maybe they are. All right, what the fuck? Brought to you by JTD. Take it away.
An enormous amount of gas buildup was the cause of a 22-year-old man's death. The tragic incident was detailed in the journal Clinics and Research in Hepatology and Gastroenterology, which states that a young man gulped down 1.5 liters of soda and 6 hours later began experiencing severe pain along with a swollen stomach. He immediately went to a hospital where he died.
How much soda?
1.5 liters of Coca-Cola in 10 minutes.
Oof. Yo, that's a lot.
After the tests were done, they showed that the man's heart rate was elevated, his blood pressure was low, and he was experiencing rapid breathing. A CT scan revealed that the man had aberrant levels in his intestinal wall and portal vein, which moves blood to the liver. And he had no pre-existing health issues. He just downed a fucking 1.5 liters of Coca-Cola.
A liter of cola?
The time it takes to get to the first commercial break of a sitcom.
What was he rushing for?
He suffered what they call shock liver,
Jesus.
which is the result of there not being enough oxygen going into the organ. They tried to relieve the gas from his digestive system and gave him medicine to soothe his liver and other parts of his body. Unfortunately, the man died 18 hours later. Experts say that it is drastically improbable that a man dies from a Coca-Cola overdose.
Was he like holding his bladder or something? Like, what the fuck happened?
Well, where do you think this was from?
Oh, this is there's some Japanese shit.
That's racist. It was China.
I knew it was over there.
I
didn't honestly, I didn't know that they had Coca-Cola in China. That's the only reason why I didn't say that.
Yeah, come on.
That's a ridiculous answer, I realized. But I was like, do they? I don't know.
They got fucking KFCs over there. You know?
Yeah, but they still did like squid sandwiches, like, right? I mean, that's my ignorant American perspective.
Professor Nathan Davies, a biochemist at the University College of London, says that the man more than likely had a bacterial infection and created a pocket of gas in his intestinal wall before drinking the soft drink. So you can drink 1.5 liters of Coca-Cola if you want to be a monster, but
don't do that.
Just know that someone has died because of it. So it might not be the best thing in the world to do.
Yikes. My story. Man seeks divorce from wife because she doesn't bathe daily. A man reportedly tried to divorce his wife of 2 years because she doesn't bathe daily, and they fight every time he asks her to. Personal hygiene is an important part of a relationship. He decided to divorce his wife because of this. He claimed to have repeatedly asked his wife to bathe more often, but every time the issue came up, the discussion ended in a verbal spat. Ultimately, he turned to the controversial triple talik to break their marriage, even though the two had a 2-year-old child together. He's Muslim. The man, during counseling, repeatedly and firmly told us that he wants to end terms with this woman. He also gave an application to us to help him get the divorce. Are you divorcing your wife if she doesn't bathe every day? Well, she does every other day.
Every day, but you gotta bathe.
What's the minimum for you before it's unacceptable? Right? We've all been home for COVID, right? 7 days.
You have to bathe at least once in a 48-hour period.
Seems like a lot. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Relax.
My wife will She has no problem like taking 3 showers in a day.
3 in a day? What is she doing? Doing a mud run?
Like if she wake up, take a shower. If she plays in the yard, take a shower. Take a shower before you go to bed.
She plays in the yard like with your son and takes a shower?
No, and doing all that hoity, cultural. Shit,
okay.
The land, being productive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Here playing video games.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
She's trying to grow food to feed her family.
How many tomatoes did you get this year? 7?
No, because we got a lot of fucking animals that live around here. We got a lot of squirrels and birds, and they keep fucking eating shit, man.
We had too many.
Fuck animals. I hate them. I hate animals. I hate them all. We're supposed to be going to a pumpkin patch with a petting zoo tomorrow with, below behind the scenes, me and Jay, our families hang out from time to time. We're supposed to be going to a pumpkin patch with each of our kids. And I'm not looking forward to it because they're going to want to touch animals. And I don't like animals. They smell. They got flies and shit. They're like, oh, feed them, give the goats the grain. No, I don't want fucking goat tongue on my hand, yo. Shit is gross. Ew. Get out of here.
My daughter,
gross, dude.
My daughter is less afraid of animals than you are.
She is. Yes, she is. Good for her. Let the giraffes fucking slobber on her. Let giraffes give her a fucking saliva bukkake. I don't want that shit on me. Get away.
She did feed a giraffe once. That was kind of cool. I was shocked. I was like, wow, you are brave.
My son is a chicken shit, man. He don't.
Gee, I wonder where he gets it from. Fuck these animals.
He's a fly. I'm like, yo, just swat it, man. Just swat it away. That's it. Just say shoo fly. Don't bother me.
Just like the song, and definitely one of your shows that you watch.
It's the song. We've played the song,
of course.
But animals are gross, yo. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't mind animals. I have been an owner of said animals. But there are certain animals I am not a fan of. I think goats are the devil, and I think you should kick them often. Goats are assholes.
Goats really are assholes, and they sound like humans, Joe. Like they scream on your ass.
Yeah, they do. Geese also assholes.
Fuck geese.
Yo, geese will roll up on you like 5 or 6 geese will roll up on you and like push you off a corner like they niggas on the wire.
Yeah, like, they do not
get out of here, yo. Get out of here.
They do not care. I used to work at a wastewater treatment plant, and the geese would be in the way, and I would try to like scare them and shit.
No, they don't.
At them, and they start running at you, yo.
Yeah, they're like, no, fuck me, fuck you. Like, get off our corner, like beat it.
We were driving one day. Me and my wife, we were driving. It was like a couple days ago, and we saw a backup on the other side of the road. You know what the fucking backup was? Fucking geese in the road.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Just chilling. And it's not like, oh, okay, well, here's some baby geese and they're crossing the street. No, these niggas were just hanging out. Get out of here, man. Fuck animals, yo. Fuck animals.
I wish I could title the show. But I kind of want to use the Michael Jordan image where people put fuck them kids, just like fuck. just that face. Just that face. You know what? I have an idea for a title, actually. It will totally work. So yeah, no, this guy was like, nah, like every day. Look, like during the pandemic, every other day I was fine. Who cares? But nah, yo, like, nah, you can't rock.
You can't be smelling. You can't be smelling like an onion sub. You can't
smell like a wet dog if you got a white wife, right? You got a white wife, you smell like a wet dog. You got a black wife, you smell like a sub shop. Like, look, we all got our thing. I don't know what do Asian people who smell bad? I don't know. What's the thing?
I have not been around enough Asian people to soy sauce. I guess I have no idea. I'm being a racist. That's all.
See, it's okay because we just made fun of black and white people. It's fine.
Yeah, everybody gets it. Everybody gets it.
Yeah,
I got no problem making fun of everybody. as long as it's, meant
Reasonable.
to be funny and not punching down.
Yeah. White people do smell like wet dogs when you don't sweat. It's wild. Like you do.
Yeah.
It is. It is. No, but look, I mean, I know.
It's the hair, right? It's the hair and all that product they put in their hair, right?
Or lack of. I don't know. This is just like dirty hippie, like a dirty hippie body. But no, black people, we smell like you go to a sub shop in the hood. They got the onions on the grill, getting ready for your sub. The same as go to a basketball court where niggas playing basketball. It's the same smell.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's the same smell.
My wife, she'll put some loafers on my son's feet and he'll run around and daycare and we come pick him up. Nah, you got to put some socks on, man. You got to put some socks on that boy. Stop trying to make him look like some fucking preppy with his loafers and no socks on, yo. Like, nah, man. He's running around. He don't wear deodorant, but like
they smell like outside. Yeah, every black parent has said that. Come in and take a shower. You smell like outside.
Yeah, man. You smell like all outside. Get the fuck out of here.
Absolutely. Nope. My daughter's definitely gone to the playground and come home. I'm like, nah, this is not working for me.
He'll be like, I'm sweaty. Like, yeah, I know.
I can tell. I can tell, buddy. I can tell. Yeah. So
I'm not going to tell you what the first thought was when I heard this.
No, go ahead. You're racist.
In terms of where.
No, go ahead.
To guess.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to tell you.
I'm gonna clip this out. Don't worry about it.
My first thought was, okay, what's a dirty country? And I'm not going to tell you that I thought of India first. So,
well, then I'm not going to tell you that you're correct. So it's fine. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right. Stereotypes exist for a reason. It's not right. As my wife would say, it's the most beautiful place and the ugliest place you've ever been. Simultaneously.
We'd have made fun of white people, black people, Asian people, and Indian people, all within the span of 2 minutes.
That's right.
Everybody can get it, man.
That's right. That's how we operate. I'm offended. Oh, wait. I'm offended. Oh, wait. Yeah. Like, I will never forget. This is maybe, we've been doing the show for 10 years now. This is maybe like 6 years ago. Someone wrote into the show and they were like, you said that the Honey Boo Boo's mother looked like a thumb and she was the ugliest person you've ever seen. That was so rude. And they were like, and I just thought that was like really mean. And then I listened to the next episode where you said that Dennis Rodman is the ugliest person you've ever seen in your life. And you were like, and she was like, and then I realized, yeah, you guys just make fun of everybody. So I get it. Sorry. Yeah, I was like, there's no harm, man. And that lady lost a ton of weight. She got her shit together. That was awesome. Good for her.
I hear that she's not a good person.
I mean, their whole family has got a lot of issues. I didn't say like thumbs up to like her as a person.
Thumbs up, like she's sitting up straight and shit.
I'm here. No, she looked like a thumb. She did. She was like super weird. But yeah. No, I stand by that, by the way. Dennis Rodman is one of the ugliest niggas of all time. Like, he just is.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
That's the definition of like money can get you anything you want.
No, there's no ugly like 100 millionaires. Like, no, there's not. Look, Jay-Z's not a handsome guy. There's no ugly billionaires, yo. Look at Jay-Z and look at Beyonce. Does that shit make sense to you? No, it doesn't. Because you get with people in your sphere. How many people in her sphere? Not a lot. So she was like, this dude's cool. I'm sure he's cool. But he's not handsome. He's not. Don't worry about that. But good for her. Trailers this week. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, as I call it. Micah, you're pretty excited about this. You texted me about it earlier today.
No, I'm not excited about this at all. But I am very proud of the fact that like the Sci-Fi Channel is really stepping up their game. Because that's what this is, right? That's
it feels like it.
This is right. This can't be going to the exclusively in movie theaters,
right? Like that's pretty ballsy for this movie.
Yeah, like all right, fuck off.
Yeah, I'd have streamed this
video game based movie.
Right.
This is one of those instances where I think the person who directed this film is a very big fan of the Resident Evil franchise. And I say that because I feel like they just wanted to get some iconic shots from Resident Evil in this movie. And I see a number of them.
The walking into the mansion or whatever, that's a pretty iconic shot.
Most notably, the most iconic shot is at 1:45. That is one of the scenes. That's your first encounter with a zombie.
Oh, really?
In Resident Evil. And yeah, I get it, right? Like, you're paying homage to this game, but there's a reason that video game based movies don't generally do well. It's because video game stories generally aren't good for this type of medium. It would be like trying to make Ted Lasso into a 90-minute comedy. It'll be like, what is the last television? It would be like trying to make any season of, like, it would be like trying to encompass the entire 9 or so seasons of The Sopranos into one movie.
Yeah, it's too much.
Right? It's too much. Like, there's a reason, like, it's a different type of pacing. And then the other thing is that video games are an interactive medium. Like, you play a game primarily because of the way it plays. Very, very rarely do people play video games for their story, but are like, oh, this game is such a chore to control, but I'm just so captivated by the story that I'm just going to keep hitting myself in the head with this controller because I can't wait to get to the end.
Right.
And that's kind of what, like, this doesn't look good, man. It just doesn't.
No.
And
I'm not shocked that it's done by Sony. I'll tell you that. Like, that
I didn't even put that together. Yeah, it is done by Sony.
It feels like a Sony movie to me. Like, Sony is so desperate for something to work. Like, they will put out damn near anything at this point, because they don't have anything except for Spider-Man, and that's not even really theirs, right? Like, they don't have anything at all.
Yeah,
so
you got to share it,
right? So they don't. They are just like, maybe this will take, like maybe this franchise will take, and we'll get another 6 movies out of it and make a ton of money. But no, this looks like a sci-fi movie. You're absolutely right. I don't think it looks good at all. Look, I said this when the images came out. It's got an Amel in it, like those, and the lesser Robbie Amel, or Amel, excuse me. I just don't think those guys are particularly great actors, though I hear Heels is pretty good. But I no, this doesn't look that appealing to me at all.
Yeah, it looks bad. Like, it just looks bad. And that nerve in theaters only. You know, more people be inclined to watch this thing and pay for it if you just released it video on demand.
Oh, 100%. Look, if this was on a streaming service, like if this was on HBO Max, let's say, if it was like day and date kind of thing, or Peacock day and date, I'd probably watch it. I'm not the theaters for this. No.
And I'm saying people will probably be more likely to actually rent it for like $15 or whatever.
I think you put this at 10. I think you put this at 10. I think you get a lot of people who rent it.
You get a lot. I think you make a lot more money.
Absolutely.
If you put this out at $10. This is like a January movie. This looks like a January movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, that's also a thing that we haven't talked about, and we're trying to keep this episode pretty short, but like, we need to start, if we're going to have movies like ping-ponging between streaming and theaters, there should be a conscious effort to be like, is this really a $20 rental, or is this like a $10 rental, right? Like how video games do it. Like, not all games are $60 games. And this movie is not a $20 rental. This is a $10 rental, maybe $8. And you pick up a lot more people to go, oh, well, it's only $8. That's not so bad. Or $5. Like,
right.
Putting this in theaters is just a waste of your time. Like, it's a waste of your time. Like, nobody is rushing out to see this, dude. No one. Yeah, I mean, look, maybe they figure, well, even in theaters, even if it's very few people, we make more money. But I would say that you're losing 50% of it to the theater owners anyway. So, like, I just put this is a video on demand movie if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
So, no thanks. HBO released their first trailer for House of Dragon. This is the Game of Thrones prequel. Look, I was a big fan of Game of Thrones by the end. I caught up and watched all of it. I didn't think the ending was as horrible as people said it was. I didn't think it was perfect either by any means. But yeah, I'm going to watch this because I'm not going to sit here and lie and pretend that I'm not. Like a lot of people online, oh, I'm not going to watch this because I didn't like the writing of the last one. Oh, it's not the same writers. It's a universe that you love. You're going to watch it. You are. You're going to watch it.
Yeah, I get why people, especially like fans don't like this, don't like the ending to Game of Thrones. I'm not invested in it like they are.
Right.
But I respect the fact that, if they say it's a really shit ending, I believe them. But I don't believe them if they say they're not going to watch this.
No way, dude. If you were a super fan of Game of Thrones, you're watching this. They already got you. They already got you. Like, come on.
Yeah. Like, if that was the case, I'd have stopped with the MCU movies after Thor 2, right? Because I really didn't like that movie.
Right. Like, a hiccup in a major franchise that you love is not enough of a reason to walk away. I made it through 3 prequel movies in the Star Wars franchise. Okay. And then kind of 3 not.
And 3 sequels.
Right. That were like, one was good. The other 2 were like, to fine. So, and I'm like, hey, when Star Wars fucking 10 coming out? Like, it's fine. Whatever. I'll watch it. So yeah, I just do not see, I just honestly do not see a scenario where people don't watch this, like big time. I think this is going to be a huge, thing. And also, it's 2022. Oh, they're going to rule Sunday nights. Are you kidding? They're going to throw this shit at 9:00 on Sundays and y'all going to be there, as you always are. And everybody's blonde. Yeah. Come on. Even the black people are blonde. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I mentioned it. So yeah, look, I'm here for it. Look, I don't know what's going on in this. I don't need anybody to send me like, well, this is what's happening. I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm going to watch it. So we'll see.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Look, that last season, the early part of that last season was dope. Like, of Game of Thrones, it was dope. So, if they're throwing the same kind of money and investment behind it, yeah. And then this one will have dragons too. So I'm here for that. All right. Any parting words before we get out of here?
I saw that Peacemaker clip. Looks very funny. Can't wait for that.
Oh, dude. I think he's going to super nail that role.
Yeah. But other than that, go watch Squid Game.
All right. Last minute comment about John Cena. If John Cena ever makes it into the MCU, which I wouldn't doubt, John Cena would be a pretty good, like a comedic version of Hercules. I think he would be great. It's not like It's not like he would have to slim down for it. Like, he would be like, hell yeah, let's do it. Like, him and Chris Hemsworth playing off of each other, I think would be that would be a blast. Absolute blast. So, yeah. So you never know. All right. That's it for us. And we will see you guys next week.
See ya.